Some latest figures have shown that if the illegal migration bill goes through, it's expected to go through, what it could mean is that we say no to more people, and that's part of the point, really, isn't it? And if we do say no to more people, it's expected at the current rate that would be around 150,000 people in the next 3 years. Minor point is, as it currently stands, unless something changes, we won't really be able to deport these people or return them, which does mean that we're left, apparently, as a nation with a £9 billion bill for whatever the heck we do with them. Harjap Singh Bhangal joins me now, who is an immigration lawyer. Harjap, great stuff. Does this not...
Patrick.
I'm aware that this report was put together by the Refugee Council, which I can't see quite what point they were trying to make, because from where I'm sitting, this just increases the case for deportation, doesn't it?
Yeah, what their point is they're making is why we're going to spend £9 billion on trying to deport people who we can't deport. The fact is, and we've mentioned it before, Patrick, we've only got returns agreements with 6 countries. Albania is one of them, Rwanda, Serbia, India, Pakistan, Nigeria. Well, these are the countries that we've got return agreements with. Now, you can't return an Iraqi person to Nigeria or somebody who comes from Somalia to Rwanda. Even with the Rwanda scheme, and if it does go through, how many places are we realistically looking at there? Currently, it's 200. Even if we get 10,000 a year, that's still not enough to deal with, say, 60, 70,000 who are coming every year. The small boats are 50,000. We're forgetting the ones that actually come via plane and land and claim on asylum, or by lorry. So they're not included in the small boats figures. No. So there's no way that we can send back 70,000 people and detain them. We don't even detain that many in the UK. We don't even detain 10,000 in the UK.
But it's interesting, like with all of these figures that are relating to anything immigration related, you can just kind of pick them apart from any angle all at once. So you've got the idea that they have rather unwittingly made the case for deportation by saying, well, if you can't deport them, it's going to cost us a load of money. You could make the case, which is what they're doing, which is to say that why are we spending this amount of money on a policy that we know isn't going to work? I suppose, of course, there is various different bits to this as well, which is along the lines of like, well, what can actually really be done differently? Because they are using these figures on the current rates of people coming across the channel, which if we manage to do the deal with the French that works, and if we manage to actually have some kind of deterrent, i.e. Rwanda, then those numbers would drop. So you could criticise their numbers by saying, oh, well, there won't even be that many coming across.
That's the whole thing. If we look at the history so far, they haven't dropped, they're going up. What you're saying, what can we do differently? It's quite simple. Why don't we give $1 billion to someone to wipe out the gangs? I mean, that'll save us $8 billion. Yeah, let's get the gangs. Why don't we pay our armed forces that and say, here you go, here's a bonus, here's 500 million quid, go out and get these gangs and put them away once for all. We can catch drug dealing gangs. We can catch any other gangs. We can't catch these gangs. And once again, there's no focus on the gangs, Patrick. I just don't understand what's going on.
You will have no idea how much grief I got for merely suggesting that the SAS could be used to their full potential and go out and clobber people smuggling gangs, these criminal people who deal in human misery and human life. I got absolutely slammed for this online. Oh, it's disgraceful what you do there. Firstly, I'm talking about the SAS, so it's the actual military. It's not vigilante justice or anything. It's the SAS.
It's an elite unit. It's an elite unit.
It's an elite unit of people whose job it is to do this kind of stuff. And also, we're talking about people who will not just be dealing with human life, they'll probably be dealing in drugs and arms and whatever else as well. So you would think that the cheapest and most effective thing to do would be to employ our military.
Well, you don't have to kill them, right? You can capture them, right? You can capture them. We didn't kill Saddam Hussein. We managed to get him from his stronghold in his country and put him on trial. Why don't you capture these people and put them on trial and lock them up for years? So let's do that. Let's lock them up for life. There's no deterrent to the gangs. The gangs are laughing. The gangs are laughing at this. They're saying, OK, so you're going to pay $9 billion to Rwanda and you're going to lock up all the migrants, yet the gangs are still going to get paid. It's quids in for them. There's no mention of going after the gangs. We should have elite units who go out and get the gangs, and the French should assist us. In fact, all of Europe should assist us, because this is not a problem with just France and Britain. This is a problem that Italy have got as well, Germany have got on that border as well, and perhaps if we have a bit more cooperation, and even Interpol, they should help us in this. No one's going to miss a people smuggler. I don't think I'll miss them. I don't think you'll miss them. And I don't think the people sitting in France or in Europe are going to miss them. So why don't you get the people? We can lock up drug dealers and catch them. I mean, last week, Lancashire police managed to catch a gang of British drug dealers, 30 of them, and give them 130 years. So if they're successful in catching that, why can't we go out and catch the people smugglers? Just because they're sitting on international waters, okay, there might be some complications on that going into other people's territories. But are any country going to say, right, don't catch these people?
Yeah, there comes a point, and, you know, I think that point is being reached. Look, I'm bang in favour, actually, of trying to give the French a bit of money on the provision they actually do something with it and stop it. I am in favour of the Rwanda scheme and potentially others like it. I am in favour of more border force and all of this stuff. But there is a ginormous, massive, rabid elephant in the room, which is that if you're not actually getting rid of the people smuggling gangs and the people who are doing this, then the whole thing's pointless anyway. But look, Harjap, thank you. I always enjoy our chats. You've wound me up now, Harjap. You see, this is what happens. It's Harjap Singh Bhangal, who's an immigration lawyer. Oh, I could talk all day. So anyway.